Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I'm going to try and do something a little bit different. I want to kick off a little 10-day challenge for myself, and it's going to be 10 days of Davinci Fusion. And basically, I'm going to be just running through all the kind of basics. And in all honesty, I'm going to be doing this because I don't know Fusion very well at all. And it's been something that I've been meaning to learn for quite a while now. And not learning Fusion, and also just where I'm at in my life, I feel like I'm not really pushing my boundaries creatively enough. Between doing a lot of these YouTube kind of tutorials and reviews, and also a lot of my kind of client work I've been doing, I feel like I've become a bit stagnant creatively. I don't feel like I'm like really pushing myself. And I feel like I want to be creating more kind of stuff with a bit more kind of special effects, so not really special effects, but you know, a bit more interesting transitions. Yeah, kind of like stepping out of my comfort zone and doing something I haven't really done for a while. So that's why I thought learning Fusion kind of really give me some tools that I can then use in my work to kind of create more interesting and dynamic stuff, right? So I felt doing something like this with you guys kind of following along and keep me on track to kind of just learning even just the basics of Fusion, and hopefully it'll get a bit more advanced as time goes on, and I'll, you know, be doing a lot more interesting stuff. But for now, it's just going to be the real basics of Fusion and just kind of understanding how to really use it. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm going to do 10 days of Fusion, and obviously in 10 days it's Christmas, so the last one should come out on Christmas Day, and I'm just going to try and learn something every day that I can then just share with you. So the first thing I kind of learned this morning was basically how to add text over a video, but also how to then embed the video behind the text almost, so it takes the outline of the text. And if we just jump into Davinci right now, I'll kind of show you how I learned to do that. So if we jump into Davinci, I've just dropped this little clip in now, just a little drone shot. And if I jump into Fusion here at the bottom, right now you can see, and from what I've learned from Fusion basically is that it's, rather than being on a timeline, everything is divided into nodes. So this is your clip in and this is your clip out, and anything coming in between is basically what you're going to choose to affect that clip. So one of the easiest ways I found to do this is if you get your text here, drag it over the top and type in something. So say I just type in fly more. I'm going to make that bay bass. And right now you can't see it obviously because it's not connected to anything. So it's just a standalone text. It's not interfering this timeline that's going in or out. But if I connect that to the path in, then there you go. You can see it over the top. Let me make this tiny bit bigger. And now you can see the text is behind. So if I press play, you can see the text kind of moving behind. But the only issue with doing this way is you can't move the clip around in the background. You can only move the text. So one way I've found out how to basically do that is if we, also you might see your checker underlay underneath. If you just want it black, you can click that. But now if we drag a background in and break this and add the background over to out instead, and then add this, and then add this here. This is how I added a little merge layer, and it does pretty much the same thing, but now we've got the black background behind. But now what I'm going to do is remove the text from the clip and add that to the merge layer as well. So if I delete this line here and add that to the merge, you can see it's behind. And now if I click on the merge layer and start to move that around, I can now do things like resize the clip behind the text. Obviously you can't go smaller than the text or it'll disappear. But, you know, but now I can basically just squeeze it in so it's a good size, and you know, can see more of the clip behind, and you can just kind of get more interesting with that clip. So if I go back to my edit page, there it is behind. So there you go. That is basically, that's basically the first kind of simplest thing that I learned today. I kind of just want to give you a bit more of a rundown though about also why I want to do this 10-day challenge. I believe as a creative, you should always be like pushing yourself and kind of moving into spaces that are uncomfortable. That's how like great things are always created. And when I first kind of got into video stuff, I was always trying to push the boundaries and, you know, sifting through Instagram, trying to find wicked reels and things that people had created that I, you know, really kind of stood out to me and really shocked me and really inspired me, and be like, oh, I want to create something like that. But as I said, lately, I think that I don't feel like I've been doing that. You know, I feel like I've got kind of stagnant in knowing what I know And I don't think that's a good place to be as a creative. I think you should always be pushing the boundaries, and that's how you kind of stand out from the rest, right? So yeah, I think definitely if you're a creative right now, you know, what are you doing that you don't know how to do? You know, where are you comfortable? You know, I think always like be pushing the boundaries in that sense. So keep progressing, and then after, you know, a couple of years, you'll look back at what you've kind of been able to create, where you've gone and where you're going to, and you realize that you've come a long way and your stuff's really progressed. But if you kind of stay in the same place, then you're going to look back after 2 years and realize that your stuff still kind of looks quite similar. You'll have moved forward in a small way, you know, you always will naturally, but you wouldn't have moved forward as much as you could have if you were constantly pushing yourself and pushing your boundaries. So yeah, don't stay content, keep trying to get better and look for new ways to do things. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing this kind of 10-day challenge, just to kind of really inspire myself. So, all right, I'm going to close this video up here, and I'm going to release another one tomorrow with something new I've learned tomorrow. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.